Hi, I'm Go Number 4, and welcome to Build a Thing, a Minecraft Let's Play series where in every episode I'm gonna build a thing. Didn't expect that, did you? But since these are my first few moments on this survival world, I need to get my tools in order. I need to gather some materials, gather some food, gather some building blocks before I can actually get to building the thing that I want to build. So it's getting night already. I took too many takes on the intro. Okay, let's go do that, shall we? But you've probably seen that part about 1,000,000 times before. You know, getting the wood, getting the stone, getting the iron, all that jazz. And I'm really excited to get to the building, so I'm just gonna skip that part. Alright, we're back. And we're back in blue. Alright, so I've been doing a lot of resource gathering, and I've been, working away at doing that, but the time has now come to build the first thing that I want to build. And don't worry about it, this isn't it. We're not done. So, as you can see, I sort of need a place to live, because this isn't gonna cut it, Cobblestone pillar, a bed, and some chests. This isn't safe. OSHA wouldn't be happy with this one. So, what I've done here in this beautiful plains biome that I picked out specially for this project, I've done some foundations, or a footprint if you will, of what's gonna be my starter house and farm, a starter farm. Unique in every single way. Nobody's ever done it before. So we're gonna have a beautiful house to actually live in, a family house or whatever, and a really cool stables / barn where I'm gonna have my storage. And over here we're gonna have a cow shed, or maybe a sheep shed. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. So let's just get started on that, shall we? And let's see if my first try at a time lapse ever is up to par. All right, let's go. we're done. Welcome to my humble abode. Alright, so I figure I should give you a little tour of this place. Now that we're actually in the game and out of the time lapse. And maybe I can talk about some block choices I made or some things I think about when I build. And the first thing is that we're gonna enter from this angle here, and that's because we're gonna have our road here leading into the farm, and that is because we want our road to come in at an angle, so we don't get like the full face of just the front of the barn and just the front of the building. We want to get both some of the front and some of the sides of the buildings when we first look around this place. I like to think a lot about like diagonals and organic shapes when I build, and even like the way you're entering a build is not exempt to that. It can also be a really cool thing to think about. It just adds more, like, it gives you a better experience while playing the game. So the first thing we see is this carrot and potato patch. And I really like this stone wall design. It's, if you can even call it a design, it's mostly different stone blocks and slabs jumbled up together, making like a broken down old stone wall. And for me personally, it's one of the like coziest. I just think it looks so cozy and good. And you can find a lot of these from where I come from in Sweden. You'd find these around farms, like old broken down ones, just scattered around the countryside. As we head in, the first thing that I want to talk about is the well. Oh well, oh well. This well is very small. It's basically like a plus sign, and let's get a bucket. This is actually an infinite water source, and whoa. Okay, it is an infinite water source because there's waterlogged stairs down here, filling it every time. So you can actually come here with your bucket, get some water, and it will always be there. I like building things in player scale, and to me this is player scale. If you want to build a well that's like bigger, with maybe 2x2 or 3x3, that might fit great in like a city environment or like a grander palace type, I don't know, like some other environment. Here I want to go small and picturesque, at least player scale. When you're at the well, you need something to do, right? Of course you're gonna come out here, put some water in your bucket, use it to cook, use it to drink, but you also need water to wash your stuff. So I have a little drying rack here. This is of course a fine tunic, and these are a pair of pants, and here we have a bed sheet, of course. Yeah, we have this cart here. I just came up with this design on the fly. Let's go back to F1. It's, you know, I like this design. I tried around with some roofs. Didn't like it. Went back to this. I like using the oak trapdoors as wheels. I think they look really good as them. When you start doing wheels with like stairs, again, things just get too large scale. It doesn't feel like you can actually walk around in this place and like feel like you're a part of it if you start going that big, at least for me. Here we have some firewood. This might be a fire hazard, I'm not sure, but let's ignore that for now. And these are the stables. We keep our horses in here. I only have one right now. She's a beaut. She's one of the best horses I've ever had. She's really fast. She has like 2 bars of hearts, and she can jump like 4 blocks. She's a real good horse. I don't really have anything to compare to, but I really like her. Also, figured using some spruce trapdoors and actual doors for these, I guess you would call them stalls. Was a really cool idea because it sort of makes it a little bit more spacious in there for the horse, but and feels like a thin wall instead of like this 1 block thick type deal. And they're fully functional. You can get out with the horse over here. this doesn't, well, no. This doesn't make a whole lot of sense though. If we actually go into one of these, you can see that the horses, of course, have some hay to eat up there. They can reach it. In my world, they can reach it. Okay. And they need somewhere to drink as well, or to keep some water. And I still needed this to be too wide all around, so I could go through it with a horse. And if I put like a bigger water trough here, it would take up too much space. So I decided to put it in a wall, and this is basically just some stone stairs, and the bottom ones are waterlogged, so it makes this little indent where water can flow, and then some trapdoors on there. I love trapdoors. They're my I love spruce trapdoors. They're my favorite block in the game. I might overuse them, but what the hell. And now that we're actually in here, we have some storage. We have a saddle and a bench, and these are of course saddle hooks, no doubt about that. Where you would like hang your saddle over them. This storage is mostly for decoration. This isn't my actual storage. That's right up there. So, and yeah, some hay for, you know, why not. These doors are where you actually bring in the horses into the stables, and you would bring them in here, and then you can bring them out on the other side. You know, these doors are gonna lead out to like a pasture, right? Like a pasture, or like a big horse pen. I don't really know what to call it. Anyway, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this diagonal building here. So what I did here is I took basically the same blocks that I used for the stone wall, and I just made it so that it would be at least 1.5 blocks high all around, because I'm gonna keep my cows in here and then they can't escape. It's really tough building these diagonal houses that aren't on a 45-degree angle, because you know, it just turns out really weird in some spots. Like personally, I'm not too that big of a fan of this side here, and it's because it's on an even number as well, and it's just, you know, you gotta do the double stairs tip of the roof, and you know, it's beautiful. In here, this is of course a gate. It's supposed to open all the way, but you know, this is Minecraft. We gotta do what we gotta do. Here we can keep some more hay for them to munch on, and a bigger water trough for the cows. And once I actually build a pasture for the cows here, I'm gonna open this one up so that they can freely roam wherever they like. Let's go here. So this is something that I also kind of wanted to recreate from where I come from, or at least where I used to go on the summers visiting my grandparents in the countryside. I noticed like a lot of the barns have this man-made hill that with a slope leading up on it, so that you could actually bring carts up to the top floor of the barn and unload or load whatever stuff you want to there. In here I actually keep all my stuff, and this is gonna last us quite a good while, I think. There's a lot of double chests in here. I'm not usually that great with organization in Minecraft or in real life, but yeah, I'm gonna try to keep it sorted for this series. Down here we have another cart, and what I like to imagine is someone standing up here, you know, just grabbing hay from the top floor of the barn and just throwing it down the cart, then, you know, just carting it away to wherever it's needed. And this is basically the same cart design that I used over there. It's a bit like not as long, it's a bit shorter, but I think it looks really cool, actually, like a small cart. Here as well we have the pooper. Every house has got to have one. Every family's got to poop somewhere. And you would enter here, and you know, just there's not a lot of space in here. There's not really any place to sit, but I guess you could sit here. Oh, maybe not in there, and do your business. I also really love adding a lot of vegetation. Every builder will say this, like just adding vegetation to a build just makes everything beautiful. It's the dream, really. Doing lots of organic stuff like this really helps a build stand out and not just being plopped down on top of the Minecraft flat world, you know? I really love using trapdoors as fences because they don't take up like a whole block of space, so you could actually make fences that are on the side of your one wide walkway without them, and it's still looking like one wide. Like I use this a lot on the shit house design as well. This is like 1 by 2, and it looks like 1 by 2, but it still has walls and it's still hollow. It's because of trapdoors and doors. It's a miracle. It's the best thing that ever happened to Minecraft, these spruce trapdoors. Thank you, B-dubs. So, door placement. Let's talk about door placement for a second, because I have a pet peeve about it. So, most people would place their doors probably like this, which looks alright from the inside, you know, it's a flat wall on the inside. Or maybe they'll place it like this, and then it's a flat wall on the outside. I like to place it like this, so you're facing out and you place it on the block like right outside of your wall. This gives it a little 3D effect, which helps a lot with depth, or it just adds a little bit of depth. Not as much as if you would put it like inside of there, but it's a better depth. It's not exaggerated depth. It's beautiful, tiny, detailed depth. And it just makes a whole lot more sense to me. Like a door, usually a door frame like stands out a bit from the outer wall, and you know, this just feels more like a real door to me. I don't know. Of course you still get this like hollow thing on the inside, but when I build, I usually mainly build for exterior aesthetics, is what I focus on, I guess. So when you enter here, you come in here and you have this little table and you can put your hat on it. That's pretty much it. And you have some paintings. Maybe one of the family members has taken up painting as a hobby. I'm not too sure. They look good there though. Some beautiful little Minecraft paintings. Here we have the dinner table. It's a, you know, just a booth in there. Looks pretty good. Like I said, I use trapdoors way too much, but they're just so beautiful. Alright, usually I would put like a little fence here, or a sign as like an armrest, but since I had this trapdoor ladder type thing taking up this space, I didn't really want to put it on this one either, so I'm just gonna go without it. Here's our kitchen, some storage, of course. We have a stove. This is like yeah, you get it. This is like a pipe. I don't know why there would be a pipe there, but I feel like something needs to be there, and now it's a pipe. Yeah, and of course the big old pot to cook all your stews in. Down here is gonna be a basement, and maybe I found something interesting down there, so we'll save that for another episode. Up here, let's head up to the loft, as they say. This is pretty empty as well. I need to put some more detailed work into this, but just a loft where you can sleep. I really like the open loft. Like, your first instinct would be to put a fence here, but in my experience, like most lofts like these don't really have a fence. I'm not too sure. Maybe they do. And this loft doesn't anyway. And let's head up to the enchanting tower. I'm gonna put a bookshelf there. I just didn't have the resources for one more. So the way I did this is actually from the outside. It doesn't look like there's bookshelves here, even though they're inside the outer wall. That's just because I placed, once again, even more spruce trapdoors as like a trim all around, which I think looks pretty good from the outside, and which it means that you can have a full enchanting table here with pretty limited space. Yeah, and I think that's it. I need to, yeah, I think that's it. So guess I'll catch you in the next one, and yeah, have a good one.